Blue and Orange Brunch. And boy, do we have some topics today to discuss. Jose Alvarado, he said some things about he and Deuce McBride. I told you, I predicted that we will have a big problem. Bleacher Report recently put out some news talking about the 6 teams that are big threats, or threats rather, to dethrone the Detroit Pistons. We'll talk about that. Of course, we'll talk about Josh Hart and the comparison that Mike Brown made for him and someone from the Warriors. We'll see if that's a fair comparison, as well as the Knicks and the Pelicans tonight. We got Knick basketball. Aren't you excited? But could the Knicks be in trouble? Are you overlooking the New Orleans Pelicans? And what threats do they really pose for these New York Knicks? We're going to talk about that and more on this episode of the Blue and Orange Brunch. Welcome to the show. I am your host, Karan Pierre, the Objective Fan, and I'm straight out of Kings County, New York City's finest. Man, you know the vibes. Tell a friend that we live, man. Hey, y'all. Welcome to the show. Hopefully you guys are having a really, really great afternoon. The sun is definitely shining. It's springtime in New York City. And what a better time than now as the Knicks embark on what we consider to be a serious and hopefully a very deep playoff run. So before we get this thing started, you guys know the protocol. Smash that like button on the way in, okay? We've been slacking on the likes lately, y'all. We got to make sure we like the video and get back to the 100 like minimum, not to be confused with the maximum, all right? So continue to smash that like button on the way in. Big time salute to everybody in the building, all right? Also, while you're at it, subscribe, because we know that in the last 28 days that well over 56 to 58% of you guys are not subscribed. So help us close the gap. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers, and the first milestone is the 5K mark, where we have our first 5K giveaway. And once we reach that mark, we will give away this rookie Jalen Brunson trading card. All you have to do is subscribe. No phone numbers, no emails. All you have to do is subscribe to win this card. We're going to mail it right to you. All right? And I'm trying to get rid of this card. So subscribe. Big time salute to everybody in the building. I see Crim's dad with the eyeballs. JJ, Mellow Mike, big time salute. All right. Darlene, great to see you. All right. My man Lawrence, I see you in the building. All right. My man JJ L. Figgy. Okay. J Boogie, big time salute. All right. Knicks Tape Madness Discord server channel members, OKF Nation in full effect. We form like Voltron. Let's go, man. Yo, hopefully you guys are having a beautiful morning. I'm having a very great morning. Literally, as soon as I'm about to hit the live button, I get a call I've been waiting for all morning. So, part of my tardiness. Also, I'm going to try to get in another show tonight. I know we got a game tonight. We see how we get it done. Oh boy, this Pelicans game. It's going to be an interesting one. Boy, do I got the scouting report. All goddamn scouting report. Do you see that right there? Bam. You see all them notes right there? Bam. You think it's just one page? It's not. Bam. See all of that? Bam. Yeah, it's a lot going on over here. Make sure I'm prepared before I got on the microphone, but definitely we'll get that going. Also, I didn't talk to Maxine about it, but I'm thinking about doing the Mikal Bridges part 2 to the trial. I got like 20 exhibits. I got to get these off because I don't want my client, to start balling out of control, and then that makes my case too easy. I hope Mikal goes 0 for 12 tonight. I want my case to be hard. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm gonna try to get in that Mikal Bridges joint tomorrow because we don't have no game tomorrow. So I'm gonna try to take advantage of that time. But big time salute to everybody in the building. Let's continue to smash that like button. What I'm gonna go into research mode. And what I want to do is I want to look at the scores from last night. One thing I'm gonna say about the NBA, man, recently the games have been really exciting. The games have been really good games. I mean, if you're a basketball fan, man, you got to get League Pass, man. League Pass has been so lit. A lot going on in these basketball streets. So I'm gonna get to today's games, but hold on. I'm confused by the schedule. Today's Tuesday. Okay, got you. Okay, cool. Yo, this is a new look. It normally doesn't look like this. I maybe this is just a different window. Hold up. That's the schedule. Oh, I never used this before. This is kind of good. Look, like you can see all the games just like one snapshot. I never use that. I always go to scores. I'm gonna stick to where I go to, but that's cool. That's a cool little thing I just learned because I never used that. Anyway, so last night the Detroit Pistons, and I gotta watch this game. I didn't watch it, but the Pistons, they beat the Lakers. Dramatic 5-5 fashion. The Detroit Pistons continue to win. I'm telling you, this kid Jenkins, he had 30-8. I don't know. Detroit might have been on to something about this Jenkins kid, man. I ain't gonna lie. He been holding it down. He's been holding it down for the Pistons. So I don't know. Y'all. I don't know. Pistons looking kind of formidable. I can't front on them, but I already told y'all. I said they are the regular season dream. The same thing about the Celtics and the Cavs. But when it gets to that playoffs, will that continue? I don't think so. As far as the Pacers and the Magic, another close game. By the way, you could talk all about that tanking stuff all you want, and I guess it's safe to say that the Nets and the Pacers, they already got, they tanked already. There's nothing more. How much lower could they get? So now they're like, screw it, let's just play basketball for real. I think it was Pascal Siakam on that last play had the block towards the end of the game to seal the game. The Pacers were definitely playing. The Magic, I felt, kind of took lightly of them. I didn't watch the game, I saw the recap. But clearly, you could see that they were taking these guys for granted. And, that's a risk when you're trying to, secure a spot. You're looking past teams. And let this be another example that is not only the Knicks who have moments like this. A lot of the teams that are trying to make a playoff push have moments where they slip to these sub 500 teams. The Oklahoma City Thunder, and we're getting ready for a showdown with them on Sunday. That's going to be a very big game. They continue to, thrive. I think they won 80% of their games, and they're poised to, have another Western Conference first seed appearance in the playoffs. As far as the Spurs with the Heat, the Spurs also looking good. I've been doing my homework on them a little bit. And they are definitely no slouches out in the West. But once again, I consider them the regular season dream in the Western Conference. What's going to happen when we get to that postseason? That's when it's going to get real. Okay. As far as the Grizzlies and the Hawks, nobody gives a damn about that game. But then the Hawks did smack them, and my man Johnson didn't play. By the way, I am so mad I lost my fantasy matchup last night. Not the entire matchup, but just for game one. I'm trying to understand, like, what the hell's going on? Like, I forgot to put a dude in and I lost by man, I'm tight. Anyway, but Jalen Johnson, who's on my team, didn't play and they still won by 40. As far as the Bulls and the Rockets, the Bulls, once again, this is a team that's kind of like in no man's land. Like, how much further could they fall? So it's like, F it, let's just play for real. Let's upset some of these guys' playoff dreams. And the Rockets, they're ensconced in the 4-team race to try to secure the top 3 seed in the West. But I don't know. They kind of looking like the weakest link to me. The Raptors beat the Jazz. Nobody gives a damn about that. But the Raptors are a potential first-round opponent, depending on where they fall. The Magic has kind of fell off a little bit, so the Raptors are a team that we got to watch to see where they end up, because they could be a first-round matchup. As far as the Golden State Warriors and the Dallas Mavericks, nobody gives a damn about that game. Trailblazers versus the Nets, definitely nobody gives a damn about that game. And the Clippers versus the Bucks, nobody gives a damn about that game. Though I did see the Clippers lose 2 games in a row to the team we're getting ready to play tonight, the New Orleans Pelicans. We'll talk a little bit more about that a little bit later. As far as tonight's games, of course, we got our beloved Knicks taking on Trey Murphy, not Zion Williams. I'm going to say Trey Murphy in the New Orleans Pelicans. Oh, yes. He's the best player on that team, without a doubt. You could talk about Zion all day, first pick. Trey Murphy's the best player on that team. Anyway, we got to watch the Knicks take on Trey Murphy and the New Orleans Pelicans tonight. Hornets versus the Kings. Oh, this is another team in Sacramento that, they're playing with house money right now. There's nothing to lose, but they're going to try to fight the win, even though the Charlotte Hornets are a -17.5. The Charlotte better not come out playing, because the Kings, they can upset you. The Magic versus the Cavaliers. Damn, the Magic, their luck is just tough. They got on a back-to-back, they lose to Indiana, and now they got to play Cleveland. Good luck. And the Nuggets and the Suns, once again, the Nuggets and the Suns ensconced in the back. Well, the Nuggets are ensconced in that 4-team race in the West, trying to secure the top 3 seed. And the Suns are looking behind to see if Houston's going to slip and fall, but I doubt Houston slips and falls anyway. I think that those 4 teams will finish from 3 to 6, but it's a mystery as to where they fall. But that's all for the scores from the previous night, man. It's just funny. Like, these playoff race, it's very hot. It's very heated. Teams are really trying to compete at a very high level, and I'm just curious to see where the boys in orange and blue finishes. All right, continue to smash that like button on the way into the show. I do appreciate you guys. I see my man Jay Chosen in the building. My man Tugboat Taylor, No Clock Tugboat Taylor. Big time salute to you, my brother. All right. And oh my God, how you gonna hate on my fantasy team? How could a brother that lost to my fantasy team, salute to my man BS10258, by the way, how he gonna trash my team, but my team beat his team and eliminated them? Now he's in the 3rd place game talking about my team is trash. Anyway, nonetheless, what we'll do now, we'll go and we'll get into my first topic. So now we'll start off with a light one. Let's start off with Josh Hart. Josh Hart, he was compared by Coach Brown to somebody who, was a very pivotal piece to the Golden State Warriors. And listen, I want us to kind of think outside the box on this one a little bit, and instead of just writing it off, and really, trying to be open-minded. All right, let's try to be a little open. Now, it might sound crazy to some of you. It might sound on the money to some of you, but let's see what they're talking about. Mike Brown has coached both and made the comparison. Last week, Brown said that Josh Hart impacts the game how Andre Iguodala did when Brown was an assistant with the Warriors, right? Now, the idea that there might not be one particular skill that they excel at, but they are a bunch of areas they affect the game. When you look at the whole body of work, it results into a winning player. I called Josh Hart, and y'all laughed at me. This was last season. I said, yo, it might have been 2 seasons ago. I said, yo, I think Josh Hart is the modern day Bill Russell. A lot of y'all was like, what? I'm not cooking. I wasn't cooking. A lot of y'all was like, it was a mystery. Like, what the hell are you talking about? The reason why I said that is similar to what Mike Brown alluded to, right? The fact of the matter is, Josh Hart, well, I'm going to tell you about Bill Russell's statement. He said why he's the greatest player ever is because he did not have no liability in any area of the game. He was just as great offensively as he was defensive. At least in his mind, he felt that way. I don't know if he was the greatest offensive player, but did he average like 12 points? I'm not trying to, take a dump on Bill Russell. Salute to the great Bill Russell. I'm not trying to take a dump on Bill Russell. But on this channel, we going to keep it real. You know what I'm saying? I think your defense was way better than your offense. And I wasn't there. I wasn't there back in the 60s. I'm not going to act like I was there. But I will say that, his statement of not being a liability in no area of the game, I think that that's a very, very interesting way of looking at basketball. And you could kind of say Josh Hart is kind of in that same boat where he literally just does it all. Like there's nothing that Josh Hart can't really do, realistically do. I'm not saying he's the best defender in basketball, but he does defend at a pretty, I would say Josh Hart's an above average defender. Just based off energy and running around. Like some people, that's their superpower when it comes to offense. They could just run around and, do what they do and get plays and make plays and things of that nature. But, I just think that he does so much for the Star. There was an article, I don't think we ever talked about it, that I read that said that the Knicks shouldn't have to rely on Josh Hart. But then I'm like, to tie the Mike Brown point, Andre Iguodala was the Finals MVP. Doesn't mean he was the best player on the team, but he did a lot of everything, a little of everything, and so that had a great impact on their chances. He definitely was not the best player on the team, but he helped increase the impact of the Golden State Warriors for them to win that championship. But when you look at Josh Hart, and I know that he is not the answer, but the way he played that last game against Washington, his energy is at a very high level. His energy is at a very high level. And I think that translates to how they started that game. Like his energy boosted the crew. So the fact that he can do a lot of things, even when he's not shooting well, he's still a factor in the game. I mean, how many times have you seen down the stretch of games, Josh Hart grabbing rebounds out of nowhere? He just flies in like a superhero and just grabs the rebound, and it'll be a game-defining rebound. He does that a lot. He does that frequently. And I think Josh Hart, I think there's something to that. All right. Now, this is what Josh Hart had to say. Andre's extremely talented, definitely was a better player in this league than I am, right? And this is what he told, this was before the Wizards game. But we can be like an older, we could be like an older version of Andre, older, less athletic, scoring version of Andre, but it's cool. Andre is someone who is highly respected for everything he's done for the game, so it was cool. I mean, but that is the comparison. We're not talking about the young Andre Iguodala with the Sixers that was putting in work back in it. No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the Andre Iguodala that was older, that was with the Warriors, that played defense, that did a little bit of everything, was able to score when they needed him to, right? And Josh Hart has the ability to score. That's part of the reason why my client, who I will have a trial tomorrow, I think that he is innocent. He is innocent. Because Josh Hart, this group, they got too much offense. By the way, big time salute to the Knicks. We're now officially top 5 in offense and defense. Officially. They were saying it before, we wasn't top 5 officially. Today, we are officially top 5 in offense and defense. So I'm looking at numbers, 70 games in, top 5 in offense and defense. Whoa, this is a first. We hadn't seen this. Dude, the last time we seen a Knicks team that's top 5 in offense and defense to finish the season, you're talking about the championship team. Yeah, there's no other team that has the. I'll talk more about that later. By the way, that's gonna be a part of my playoffs. So anyway, nonetheless, what do you guys think about Josh Hart? All right, what do you guys think about Josh Hart? Is he the Andre Iguodala? Like, is he that not don't look at it like he's as good as Andre. Because if you look at it like that, then you're going to be like, no. Right? I think Andre Iguodala was an all-star. Finals MVP. Hart will never be that. But Hart does a lot of positive things on the floor for us. And I think that the comparison is a valid comparison, not from the way they play, but from what they bring to the table and how he impacts this team and winning. By the way, continue to smash that like button on the way in. All right, this is the Blue and Orange Brunch. I do appreciate all of you guys and your support. All right, continue to smash that like button. I see my man JJ in the building. All right, I'm going to get to that Pelicans game tonight, y'all. You know, are y'all spooky in the woods? How many times? How many times will we win? Does the wins continue? Do we ever stop winning? Will we win forever? When does that train? All right, because the Pacers, right? The reason why that Magic game was crazy, a lot of people talking about the brother going to get fired from Orlando. The coach, right? A lot of people said that because, you know, well, they lost 16 games in a row. Eventually, like, you can't lose all the games, bro. It don't work that way. Okay? It really does not work that way. You know, you're not going to lose every game, and you're not going to win every game. So we're going to talk more about that in a second. But you know, when does this train end? Okay. Another thing too. We're talking about the competition. Oh yeah, the competition and oh man, you know, it's going to get tough. I mean, it is what it is. You know, we got to play who's in front of us. That's just the way it works. You know, if a team doesn't have their people, that's why I don't, you know, I try not to, like the Pistons, for example, I don't need to get on them and say, oh, they beat this team because they don't have nobody. Everybody's banged up. There's a lot of teams that we beat that didn't have their guys. You know, injuries are not an excuse for me. It doesn't make me feel better. I don't think that, oh, this guy wasn't theirs, that's why we lost. If that helps you sleep at night, that's good for you. My thing is, as a unit, as a team, you should be able to get it done. All right, so continue to smash that like button, though, on the way in. All right, I do appreciate the support. Let's get these likes up because it's not enough. And I'm going to touch on this other topic, and then I'll open up the phone lines. But I'm going to talk about this Jose really quickly, and then we'll get to the phone lines. But look, I keep telling y'all, and listen, this is why you need to subscribe to me, because I be on the money, dog. Like sometimes I might say something and you might not get it right now. But then you wait like a month or two later and you see it happen. Just remember, I'm the one that told you, right? So I'm telling you right now, and I spoke about this last week. We have a big, I did a show, it's called We Have a Big Problem. As optimistic as I am in our playoff chances and things, right? We have a big problem. I did a show on that, okay? Now, this is kind of an extension of that show that we did. And why do I think that this is a big problem? Knicks Jose Alvarado drops a bold take on playing with Miles McBride. Now, I forgot to add to the damn topic. We're going to talk about Shamet, too. I got some information on Shamet. I forgot to add that to my little intro. But I got some news on Shamet. Yeah, I got some information on Shamet. I'm going to get to that, too. I'm going to get to that. All right. But let me get back to where I was at. Okay, cool. In terms of Jose and Deuce, okay? He's getting closer, and Shamet is... We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that. Now, per Newsday report by Steve Popper, Alvarado did not hold back when asked about what he and McBride can bring together. All right, now listen to this. Whatever the situation is, when we're on the court together, we're going to be really good. I've seen Deuce play a whole bunch of times. I know how good he is. And to be quite frank, he needed somebody to get it rolling. He's obviously a really good shooter. So me going downhill is going to make it a little bit more easier for him. It's all going to work out. I think this team has got a whole lot of power. Once we start clicking, I think we'll be fine. So he's exclaiming that, you know, Deuce McBride and he are the perfect complements to each other because he can get downhill and Deuce can shoot. I don't really have no problems with that. I know that this is probably said through some type of post-game interview or something like that. So, you know, it's not like he probably was asked a question about this and he just gave an answer. But my question for you, Jose, how does that look defensively? How does Deuce and Jose look defensively alongside Jordan Clarkson? Is Mo Diawara going to play? When it gets down to the playoffs, you're talking about the postseason. Is Mo Diawara going to play? We have a big problem. We have no size in our goddamn rotation. It's a big problem. You got Towns and Mitch as your only guys that's over 6'9". Everybody else is 6'5" and under besides OG and Mikal. Everybody else is 6'5" and you're going to need size on the floor. This is going to be a problem because he's going to play them all. He's going to play Jordan Clarkson. He's going to play Deuce McBride, and he's going to play Jose Alvarado. You add Brunson to that mix, he's going to be playing those four guys 3 at a time. But Jose plays defense, and Deuce plays defense. It's going to work, Karan. What are you talking about? Okay. The problem is, I know Jordan Clarkson is 6'5". That's cool, but he plays like he's 6'3". So when you got those 3 guys on the floor, okay, when those 3 guys are on the floor, while you're good on the perimeter defensively and offensively is going to be phenomenal. The offense is always great. I call it the 3-point guard lineup. It's not that they all 3 are point guards. It's they all the size of a goddamn point guard. They all 6'3", and you got them out there together like this is St. John's University or this is some college team in the Final Four tournament. This is the NBA. You cannot play small like that. It's not going to work, though. I'm telling you right now, it's not going to work. Now, I wouldn't mind seeing Jose and Deuce and Brunson and Jose and Brunson and Deuce. The problem is when you put all 3 of them together. Because I have no confidence that Mo Diawara is going to be in the rotation. I have no confidence of that. I have no confidence that no other young player in this team or this team is going to be in the rotation. Don't give me no Ariel. And then y'all talking about Tyler Kolek. So let's add another 6'2" guard to the 4. Oh, yeah, Tyler Kolek, he needs minutes. Oh, my God, we got to play Kolek. So we're going to play Kolek, Deuce, Jose, and Clarkson. Let's go. You're going to get killed. I'm telling you right, you're not getting no rebounds. It's not happening. And then in the cross matches, you're going to have somebody 6. Now, I remember the Suns game. By the way, the Phoenix Suns, they got this kid named Fleming. This kid is super nice. He's on my players to watch in the 82 nights, okay? This kid is super nice, super athletic. I remember one play. They had a 3-point guard lineup. I'm like, oh, my God. All I seen was the Suns come down the court. Fleming on the backside, straight lob. Somebody 6'2" on him. He just catches the ball like this and just, I'm like, that's the problem. And you wonder why we lost to the Suns. So all I'm saying to you guys is this. Sohan, y'all may not like him, but y'all got to put him in the mix. Now, I know you can't play him with Mitchell Robinson. I ain't losing my goddamn mind. You can't play him with me. It's not going to work. But why not start Sohan? No, hold on. Whoa. Let me slow. Let me get myself a timeout. I don't mean... I'm saying no. Okay, let me calm down. I don't want to change the starting lineup. I'm not under the impression that we have to change. What I'm saying is Shamet is out of the lineup. Okay? And we don't know how long he's going to be out. I may have an idea. But if Josh Hart, if his knee is not right, if he needs time, because Josh Hart's condition is something that he's dealing with for his career, it never goes away. Sometimes it just flares up and he needs to rest. That's what happened the last game. This is not like a new injury that took place. He's been dealing with this knee stuff for his career pretty much. So if he needs to take a break, I'm saying to start Jeremy Sochan. You can't play all of these little ass guards together. Landry Shamet in the starting lineup is a terrible idea. I'm sorry. Terrible idea. If Josh Hart is out, do not start Shamet. If OG is out, do not start Shamet. It's a bad idea, bro. When you got Sochan and Mo Diawara. All right, you don't want to play Mo D. He's a rookie. Play Sochan. You need side, like, dude, you cannot go out there with all of these. This ain't the Final Four, dog. This ain't Villanova. You can't go out there with these small goddamn guards, boy. That's the only, I swear to God, the Knicks team is perfect. No, okay. There's two things we don't have right now that holds us back from the championship, the halls of the champion. We don't have a first team All-NBA or MVP right now. That could change. We don't have size at the forward position off the bench. That's the second problem. OG can hold it down as a starter, but off the bench, that is the problem. All right? Now, I'm going to open up these phone lines, but before I do, let's smash the like. We got to get the likes up. Got to get the likes up dramatically before I hit them phones. I do appreciate all the support. All right? I appreciate all the support, but we got to smash the like button. It's very important. All right? And just to let you guys know the rules to all the new people, because we know that well over 50% of you guys are new and watching for the first time. How the phone line works is this. Everybody could call up 646-995-8389. You get 3 minutes. You hear the host says, let's go. Okay. And then when that final buzzer sound, and your time is up. All right. So you got 3-minute call. Make sure you have your thoughts organized. We get them out. We deal with a hard clock today. All right. Now we do have the callback rule. If you are triggered, like my man D from LA, like he would say, all you have to do is send in a donation and we'll get you on the line. By the way, also, if you can't call up, you could always send in a donation as well. All right. And I will treat your message in place of a call because I know a lot of you guys at work. It is the midday. I get it. So if you do want to contribute to the show, you could always send in a donation and I will respond to it in place of a call. Right. Now, let's continue to get those likes up, man. All right. If you're watching, if you're breathing and you're watching the show, smash the like button. All right. Crim's Dad, I see what you're saying, but they're not going to play Crim's Dad. I see what you're saying, Crim's Dad. Big time salute to my man, Crim's Dad. I see they're not going to play, bro. I'm talking about playoff. All right. I'm talking about playoff basketball. Do you think that Mike Brown's going to play Mo Diawara? And if he does play him, will that prevent him from playing Deuce, Jose, Brunson, or Clarkson together? Will that prevent that? Because that's what I am concerned about. I am concerned about playing all those goddamn guards together. I don't like it. It's a recipe for disaster. All right? Do not play the guards together. You can't. You got to make it. Hey, y'all. You got to make a hardcore decision. And I'm going to tell you right now, Jordan Clarkson, he's playing in the playoffs. Yeah. I'm sorry. I know he ain't got no defense. Listen, I know he ain't got no defense. I know that. I don't give a damn about no goddamn defense like that. Jordan Clarkson playing. All I'm saying is you better put some size with them. I don't need to see Jordan Clarkson at the 3, dog. You might get bumped in the second round playing Jordan Clarkson at the 3. I'm just letting you know. It's not going to work. What's good, Randall? Can you hear me? Hold on. Just make sure my brother can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. You can hear me? How you feeling, family? What's going on?
I'm all right. How you?
Let's go.
I'm good, man. Just talking about the Knicks in the afternoon. What say you?
Basically, you've been talking about whether Diarra is gonna play in the playoffs or not.
Yeah.
He should play in the playoffs, but knowing how Mike Brown likes to play guards,
Oh my God.
I
I'm just
hate
saying.
to say it,
Deuce
but
coming back. Look, Deuce coming back. Who he gonna play? Come on, Randall. Come on. You know, if Deuce coming back, who he playing?
yo,
No
but he's
Shamet too.
in the playoffs, he's gonna have to run like an 11-man rotation.
I don't know.
He's gonna have to. He gonna
I
have to
don't
run an
know.
11-man rotation.
It's a mystery to me, dog. I don't know. I don't really care about how many guys play. I just don't want to see Brunson, Clarkson, Jose, Deuce, Brunson. I don't want to see that. You're gonna get cooked. I don't want to see that. No. Unacceptable.
I'm gonna tell you this, if we play Orlando in the first round, we gonna need y'all in that series. Because they huge in the front court.
You're gonna need Anthony Mason and Charles Oakley. You're gonna need Mason, Oakley, and Kurt Thomas. Yo, all right. You think you're going out there with Deuce and all of them, and you think you're gonna win a championship? Okay. Not happening, bro.
Yeah, that's
and Jose already letting you know I could play with Deuce. I could go downhill. He could shoot. And Clarkson, he could be the 3, okay?
I don't think Sohan is prop. Then again, no, I don't think so. No, I don't think Sohan gonna get no minutes of playoffs like an injury or something.
Right, unless it's I think that, listen, Randall, I think that if Hart goes down or if OG goes down, I think you should give Sohan the start just to balance the size out. But that ain't gonna happen.
No.
Hell no. And I'm concerned about it. I am. I'm a little concerned. But hey, I hope I'm wrong, and I hope he proves me wrong. I hope he goes with a bigger lineup.
Yeah,
we'll see. We'll see. What are you thinking about the game tonight? You think the Pelicans are scary? Should we be spooky in the woods? What say you?
The Pelicans?
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to sleep on anybody, but
10 seconds.
I don't care. Look, as long as we get the win, man.
I got you, man. Big time salute, Randall. I appreciate you calling, family.
Yeah. Hey,
have a good one.
Too,
yeah.
Yo, I think St. John's got a pretty good chance of knocking Duke out of it.
Oh, nah. We got to talk about that next time. We'll talk about that next time. We can bang on that next time. Big time salute.
All right.
Big time.
All right. Later.
Listen, I went to St. John's, but I'm a Duke fan for real. I bleed Duke blue, bro. Since like 90-something. I can't even tell you the years. It's 90-something. I went to St. John's in the 2000s, but I was a Duke fan in the 90s, so I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm riding with Duke, dog. I know that might sound crazy to some of y'all, but yeah, I'm diehard Duke, dog. I rock with St. John's too. Big time salute to the Red Storm. I'm Red Storm Nation. But if Duke plays St. John's, I'm going for Duke. I'm sorry. That's just been my team. What do you want me to do? Like, I'm sorry. I've been riding with Duke for way too long, bro. I can't get off the train now. I will say this. If John Shire doesn't deliver a championship, bro, my man Errol, salute to my man Errol Marks. He said that he thinks John Shire is a terrible coach, but you got a lot of talent, dog. Cooper Flag, Boozer Twins, Ben Carroll, I know we win the ACC championship like it's nothing, but come on, dog. All right? But enough with that Duke stuff. I ain't mad, though, at St. John's, though. Big time salute to say, listen, I ride with St. John. We talking about knocking off Duke? Yeah, we gotta stop. Nah, we gotta stop. All right? If I miss your call, I am doing callbacks, all right? 646-995-8389. Call up. voice your opinion. We talking about the Pelicans game. We talking about a lot. All right. The big problem, where you want to go, let me know and voice your opinion. Hello, caller. Are you there?
Hello?
Hey, can you hear me? State your name. Where you calling from, family?
Yo, this Sean, man. I'm from Virginia. Used to reside
Sean.
from Queens, New York.
Okay, Queens to Virginia, man. How you feeling, family?
Everything good. I can't complain, man. Just another day in the neighborhood.
No doubt, man. So where we going, man? What's your thoughts? We talking about a lot.
All right, well, I was really my first question was to ask the nation, the Knicks fans, do we believe in a 9-man rotation? Do we believe Mike Brown to really run a 9-man rotation in the playoff? Because I don't think so. I think he's gonna go strictly with an 8. So that is going to leave out Mo Diawara, maybe Shamet a little bit too, because I'm thinking he's going to go with Deuce, Mitch, a little bit of Shamet mixed with a little bit of Clarkson, because Clarkson has to play.
Yeah, you need Clarkson.
Terrible. I know he's terrible on defense, but Clarkson is a certified bucket. So you're going to have to mix that. Now, where I'm getting scary at is like what you were saying with if one of the wings go down. You was saying Jeremy Sohan. I don't really believe in Jeremy Sohan, to be honest with you.
I know. I don't either, but I'm just trying to give the brother some hope.
Yes, me too. I'm trying to give him some hope too.
It's hard though.
It's hard. I have more belief in Mo Diawara than I have in Jeremy Sohan. So to me, if anything, I would try to get Mo Diawara at least like 5 minutes to 8 minutes. See what he do. Now he's still raw. He still needs pause. He's still unproven talent. He still needs to develop more. But man, is he shooting the 3 ball without even second guessing? And most of his shots is literally going in and out. It's not like, man, that's a bad shot, or it's not like, all right, man, you need to dial it down. Most of his shots hit the rim, and it's either going in all net or it's rimming out. So I really believe, man, he needs to get a little bit of shine, just a little, just a little bit. And I mean, that's really pretty much my take. I really believe the starting 6 is going to be, the starting 5 with Mitchell Robinson. And Deuce is coming in as the 7th man. Coming off that injury, we got to take time and ramp him back up. But I believe that is the 7th man. But that 8th man is somewhat 9. If he runs a 9-man rotation, it's going to be iffy. It's going to be iffy.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think the bulk will be 8 for sure, 100%. And that 9th guy might get like 5, 6, 7 minutes. That's it. But that 8, they gonna get the brunt.
For sure.
I'm riding with that.
For sure.
Seconds.
Great call. I got your number locked in. So next time you call, I know exactly who you are, family. Big time salute.
For sure. Hey, man, I ain't gonna lie, man. I just came across you, man. And I love what you're doing, bro. Keep doing what you're doing, man. And hey, I'm a big fan, all right?
Thank you, man. I appreciate the support, family.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Salute. So to all the regulars that watch the show, this is why I repeat myself a lot, because we do have a lot of new people. Like the analytics show that most of the people who are watching me, they never seen me before. So I always got to keep that in mind, that I have to give like context, because a lot of times we telling old jokes and the new people may not get it. They may not understand. So yeah, but one thing y'all all need to understand is as you enter the show, continue to smash that like button. All right? Definitely continue to smash that like button. All right. Why are we talking about Giannis slander in the chat? Do y'all want me to do a show on Giannis? Listen, if y'all start saying bad stuff about Giannis in the chat, I'm going to do a show on Giannis. Every show going to have Giannis in the title. And I guarantee I probably get more views by doing that. All right. So please, come on, y'all. Come on, man. We gotta do better, man. Stop talking about our future superstar. Stop talking about our future captain Giannis in a negative way, all right? Because he will be a New York Knick. But smash that like button, all right? Smash that like button. And hopefully you're not too sensitive and get upset that your favorite Knick might be on the move. But we still cooking with hot grease as we smash that like button. Do I want to talk to Detroit right now? These guys are too cocky. But this is number 9. He's not a hater. I'll let him on. Why not? Why not? They get a couple of wins. They feeling good. Let's see where he going though. Yep. Number 9, where we going? Number 9. I see you in the queue, man. What's up, man? Where we going? Man?
Why we gotta sound like that? We don't sound like that.
Because y'all feeling too good in Detroit. Y'all feeling too good. Y'all feeling too good.
Just give us our congrats, on being undefeated without Cade, and beating the Lakers team last night when they was on a 9-game win. But let's forget about all that.
Okay, forget about. Okay, where we going?
So I was watching First Take, and I check in on First Take every now and then. But I see Stephen A. Talks a lot about the Knicks, and I wanted to know from your personal perspective, how do you feel with Stephen A. claiming to be a Knicks fan? For the Knicks fan base, do y'all represent Stephen A. or is he a fake fan that y'all deject his takes on y'all?
I'm gonna say it like this. He don't care about the Knicks more than his responsibility on his job. His responsibility is to get the clicks and views. So he uses his fandom for the Knicks to try to, find angles to piss Knicks fans off.
Right.
And I think he does it deliberately.
Yeah, you can clearly see that because a lot of when I be hearing Knicks fans talk, they don't be rocking with what he be talking about, and they be like, "You're not even a real fan, and you was playing this game when you was watching the finals game. You playing Sudoku and playing
right." He not watching the games. He don't watch the Knicks game. Only the ones that come on ESPN, and then he watches for half the time because he's taking notes and doing other stuff, texting and stuff while the game is on. He ain't watching basketball, bro. Boss, he's not.
Oh, Nick, can you go open the door for my mama? Yeah. What else? Oh, so and also my question was with the with these playoffs gearing up. Who I know y'all don't want to say y'all afraid of nobody, but who do you think would give y'all more of a challenge in that first round, Atlanta or Charlotte?
Oh my God! Let me tell you right now, the team that will give us the most trouble is the Orlando Magic, 100,000%.
Yeah, but I ain't calling that. I'm looking at the Hawks and I'm looking at the Hornets.
They fooled though. You know why they fooled? Because 1, the Hornets don't play no goddamn defense. 2, the Hawks, we got Dyson Daniels. That's Jalen Brunson's assignment. That's the easiest assignment Brunson could have. Brunson ain't gonna have to do no work at all in the playoffs. He just gotta get buckets. That's it. He doesn't have to spend no energy on defense.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's why
I'm not worried about neither of those teams. Trust me. Yeah. Now, look, I will say this. If you do not play, if you are not on your A game and you do not crash the boards, the Hornets will beat you 100,000%.
Okay.
100,000. Trust me. Don't. Y'all can laugh at the Hornet all you want.
No, I ain't laughing because I see them as a threat, and I see them as a threat to take that 6th seed. That's why I'm grilling
we
you
gonna be the
on
second
that
seed, so it won't even matter. I'm just letting you know we coming for the number 2.
Y'all is aiming for that.
Yeah, we coming for the number 2.
So
We really was coming for the number 1 spot.
OKC. So,
but y'all keep winning, so y'all good. Y'all can have the number 1.
Oh yeah, we ain't worried about it. I was looking at the Knicks thing. Yeah. 100, man. Good. I appreciate you, brother.
No doubt, family. I appreciate it. All right, number 9. Salute. Salute to number 9, man. You know why I like him? Because he don't come with the rah-rah Detroit stuff most of the time. Sometimes he do, but most of the time he just wants to talk basketball. So if you're a fan of another team, you could call up. I'm not the person that's like, oh, you have to agree with me all the time. That's whack. That's corny. I want people who disagree. That makes for great conversation. Now, if you're wrong, it's okay. You can be corrected. I can be corrected. I go with the information. That's what I do. All right. I got a special caller calling up. My man Yuri. What's going on? Mixtape Madness Discord server. Where we going?
Any Knicks fan,
let's go.
Any Knicks fan that watches Stephen A. Smith, give me your Knicks card. Give me your Knicks card, and I'll burn it. Straight
Facts. Up. Yeah, we can't listen to him for the Knicks. No, that's just.
He is not a Knicks fan by any means necessary. The fact that he told Josh Hart to be quiet, yo, Stephen A., if you hear this, there's one person you don't want to piss off, and his name is Josh Hart. Do me that favor. Watch your mouth when you talk about Josh Hart and Mikal.
Yeah, he stayed getting on Mikal. He loved my talk about my client.
That's all I'm going to say. One, there's a reason why we have the best defense right now in the league, and it's because of Mikal Bridges. Shows up every night. Availability is the best ability. I don't hear no Knicks fan talking about that, though. We got OG injured. We got Mitch shitting games out. We got Bunsen being injured. Guess who's available all the time? It's Mikal Bridges.
Mikal. That's facts.
I think that's more important than anybody else. So that's me defending my client. Now we got the New Orleans Pelicans tonight. This is a trap game, folks. Whether you like to admit it or not, Pelicans have been playing good ball recently.
Yep.
Since DeAndre Murray got back into the lineup. Salute to DeAndre Murray for recovering as well from that torn ACL.
Man, he's one hell of a player, boy.
All I'm going to say is this. The Knicks could lose tonight. They possibly could lose tonight.
Yeah, they could.
So do not be surprised if there's a call-up show later.
Oh, yeah. That you can guarantee there'll be a call-up show if they lose. 100,000%. I need an angle, dog, for me to go live. Yeah, I need that. Yeah, I need that. I don't want that to happen.
This is definitely a trap game tonight. This is definitely a trap game tonight.
I don't like the term trap game only because I don't think the Pelicans are a bad team right now. Despite
okay, so you don't think this is a trap game?
No, they 6-4 in their last 10 games. They beat the Clippers twice. I don't know if they're way better. Trust me. See, it's the injuries with them. I hate the excuses, but like they really got a legitimate excuse with injury. They would be way better.
Healthy for the life of them.
They can't stay healthy. That's the problem.
As for playoff goals, I don't view no one as a threat right now. The team I view as a threat is Orlando.
Yeah.
And Orlando's in a free-fall mode right now.
Yeah, they lose, they drop. And we're going to beat them. It's just that Franz Wagner boy. I have nightmares over the Wagner brothers, man.
Anyway, that's my 3 minutes right there. All I'm going to say is this. This is going to be one hell of a game tonight. Probably might be a close game. So salute.
Yep. Big time salute, Yuri. See you in the Discord. All right, that's my man Yuri right there. Big time salute. I don't look at this as a trap game. Only because, like seriously, like if you look at the Pelicans roster, dog, you'd be like, yo, that might be a top 6 team in the West. Just by looking at the names on the roster and the way it looks. We're about to get into that in a sec. Like the way that roster looks, there's no way they're that bad. I'm keeping it real with you. There's no way. There's no way that they're that bad, bro. Like it's the weirdest thing. All right. But yeah, keep the calls coming. 646-995-8389. Call up. I do got to get in the Shamet. So I'm going to get in the Shamet after this call. Hopefully my man Joe answers.
Yo.
What's going on, Joe from AC? In the place to be. Where we going, family?
Yeah, how we doing, man? Thanks for taking my call.
No doubt. Beautiful day.
Nah, I mean, playing the Pelicans, I know the last time we played this team, we didn't really show up. But, I'm thinking this time around, we know what's going on with this team. We gotta actually step up for these guys and, put them in their place. Let them know. Let them know who the big dogs are. But I'm not. Tonight I got us winning 105-92.
Really?
Yeah, I got us winning tonight.
Why? No. Why that score though? Why that score?
I think it's gonna be low scoring. I don't think we're gonna get up to 140 against this team. To be honest.
Okay.
But just because how they've been playing, I know they beat the Clippers twice, but I feel like even sometimes the Clippers can be a little bit, kind of like us. How sometimes we take nights off. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. But I wanted to address something, man. I hear a little Deuce slander in the calls recently. I kind of wanted to.
Who slandered Deuce?
Nah, I just heard you guys saying something about Deuce. All I gotta say, man, is when he comes back, y'all, you watch.
Nah, I didn't slander Deuce. I said we got a big problem because you're gonna play too many goddamn small guards. That's the problem.
Yeah, but Deuce is playing. I don't care what's going on. Like,
Of
who's got to
course.
sit? Deuce ain't sitting. Deuce is going to be
Deuce is
scoring
not
18
sitting.
tonight.
Yeah, Deuce is not sitting.
Deuce better be getting 25 plus, man. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I agree. But somebody got to sit. Who's that going to be?
I'll tell you who's going to be. It's going to be Alvarado.
Is it?
We're gonna, yeah, man. We got to use Kolek, brother. I'm telling you.
Oh God, you better stop. now you tripping.
Nah, but really, like, listen, we got Deuce, we got Clarkson, and we got Kolek. I love that off the bench, man. Come on.
So you gonna play all three of those guys together?
Not together, no. It's 5 minutes for each of them, obviously. But Clarkson can't sit. He's an automatic bucket. Kolek can't
not
sit.
sitting.
He's one of the best facilitators on the team.
Kolek is sitting, dog.
And
He's
Deuce,
not. We gotta stop.
And Deuce is our best front of the point defender we got.
Deuce and Clarkson running the show because Brunson playing 40 minutes anyway. So all he needs is 10-minute break, 8-minute break. That's it.
I'll give you that though, Karan. I will say that I don't think that Mike Brown is going to have much confidence in Kolek, even though I feel like he should. And when it comes in the playoffs, he might not get as much time as we want. But
he should have confidence in Mo Diawara because that's what you need. You need that.
No, I do like Mo. I'm not gonna lie, but you guys were talking about Sohan too. I still feel like Sohan, man, he can help us. I know you guys like Mo more, but I feel like Sohan hasn't gotten his look yet, man.
With Mitchell Robinson, it's a mistake, dog. You can't do it in the playoffs. I'm sorry, you can't. I love Mitch and Sohan. Can't do it.
Yeah, but I just love what Sohan gives us, man. He just brings us those intangibles, man. I just, it's just having another 6'8" guy on the floor. It helps us just so much, man.
He's just a liability on offense. He's passing up open shots. That's what the defense wants.
Yeah, Mitch does that too. I get that.
Exactly. You can't have two guys who do that together. No. Can't do it.
I like some of the stuff he's been showing us on offense, though.
He's great. I love him.
I like him being a lob threat.
I love both of them.
I think his shot is definitely a little ugly. His shot is definitely a little ugly, the way he puts up his form.
Joe, I tell you like this. If this was the 1990s, it'll work. This is 2026.
Yeah,
it's not working.
I hear you.
But you got guys resting and trapping because Sohan ain't going to shoot.
Seconds.
Yeah.
Well, let me just say one more thing before I go. I know my time's up. Mm-hmm. You're trying to keep it close to 3, but all I want to say is, Josh Hart. When Josh Hart is our fourth gear of the offense, when they're leaving him wide open and he's hitting his threes and he's 40% from 3, I think he's our secret weapon. You know what I mean? They can't if they leave Josh Hart open, they can't double team Brunson and Cat. So
Bingo.
like I said, I don't want to hear any Josh Hart slander because when he's hitting his threes, man, we look like a totally different team. So salute you, Karan. Thanks for taking my call.
Big time,
man.
Joe. Great call.
Great call. I know some of our points we don't really see eye to eye, but that's how it's supposed to be. And hey, man, like I said, let's go Knicks.
Let's go Knicks, family. Big time. All right. Let me see if my man Gino from Brooklyn. Only because he's from Brooklyn, I gotta get my man on the line. Let's see if he answers. Then I'm gonna get into the Shamet. Let's see if he answers. Gino from Brooklyn. 646-995-8389. If I miss your call, I am doing callbacks. What's good, Gino?
Yo, what's good with you, Karan?
Everything good, man. You tell me what's the word, man. I had to get Brooklyn on the line, before I get to the Shamet thing. But where we going today?
Man, you already know. I feel like this team should win this game tonight. They know what's at stake, and they should win the game.
Yeah.
Right?
They should. Yep.
Especially going into the playoffs, right? Now, the Pelicans, their defense is awful. It's terrible. So we got to play our side of the ball on D, because we should beat them. My next thing is going into the playoffs now. The only thing that concerns me with this team in the playoffs is their size when they go to the bench.
Okay.
Because if you bring in all these players off the bench, Clarkson, McBride, Shamet, they all guards.
Yep.
And even though Shamet and Clarkson are 6'5", they play smaller than their position.
Right.
Right?
Especially
and this
Clarkson.
is a recipe for disaster, especially when you go with that 3-point guard lineup.
Oh my God. Oh, please do not do. Oh.
I'm just saying, because it's looking like it's going to be probably JC, McBride, Shamet, and Mitch off the bench. Or if you want to sprinkle in anybody in there, that you can.
I could live with that a little bit because Shamet got hype to him. I mean, not hype, but he's tough. I think you could get away with it with Shamet, but you can't get away with it Deuce and Jose. And
Right.
Clarkson. Come on.
Right. And somebody got to sit. You can't play all them guards. Can't play all them guards. Mo D, as much as I want to see him play, he not ready. That playoff light is different. And he a rookie.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. Exactly.
And Hart, man, I would not change the lineup. Leave that lineup the way that it is. Hart give him that. He give him that boost at the end of the day. And Hart played better. He played different in the playoffs. History already said that already.
That's facts.
But it's just a bench with me, honestly, going into the playoffs. What he gonna do with the bench? I'm glad I ain't making them decisions. Because that's gonna be a problem.
That's gonna be a problem. Thank
that's
you, man.
Gonna be a problem because you got you got 2 6'5" dudes coming off the bench with Deuce, he's 6'2", and Deuce playing for a contract right now.
Bingo.
And we got to worry about his explosiveness. How he gonna look? Is he gonna hurt the team? Is he gonna bend? Like, what's gonna happen? Because back in time, when Starks had that knee injury, it took him a minute to get back into form when we went to the finals before.
Yep, that's a fact. People forget that part.
You know, and he was a major part besides Game 7 or whatnot. If it wasn't for Starks, we wouldn't even made it to the finals.
That's true.
So, but besides that, that's my thing with Deuce, his explosiveness and being able to play, because it's different. But that's all I got for you, my dude. And
great call, Gino.
All right, my dude. Later.
Big time.
All right.
I knew I had to get my man in the building, man. I said, yo, I got to get Gino on. He was cooking. I ain't gonna lie. He definitely said a lot of how I felt and things that I shared as well. The big problem is a big problem because now you have Mo Diawara. He's a rookie. Do you trust him in the playoffs? But then you got Sohan. He can't shoot, and you can't play him with Mitch. It's a big problem, and I'm hoping that this Leon Rose mistake won't cost us anything. But before I take more call, first though, before I get to it, let's get the likes up. Let's continue to smash that like button. Very important. All right, we don't have enough likes. Big time. HIM the Great. I see you. Once again, what are you talking about? Where we going? Okay. Okay. All right. Technology. Okay. I see you guys in the chat. Big time salute to everybody in the chat. All right. Can't stop key. Okay. Big time salute to you. I see you guys. Yep. No doubt, man. Continue to smash that like button. Very important to the algorithm that we smash that like button and we reach our goals. By the way, we know that well over 60+% of you guys are not subscribed, so you may as well subscribe. And the cool thing about subscribing to this channel is that it comes with some special subscriber-only giveaways, right? Anytime we reach one of our milestones, we have a giveaway on the road to 10,000. And the first milestone is the 5K giveaway, where we will give away this rookie Jalen Brunson trading card. All right. Bam. All right. We will mail this out. No emails, no phone numbers. All you have to do is subscribe. And also, my big time salute to Cleo, one of the members. She said, you have to let the people know about the membership. You never tell them. And I'm like, you're right. Also, to all the people who's interested, you see all those stars in the chat. Those are channel members. If you join the channel, it does come with a lot of perks. One of the perks is the Knicks Tape Madness Discord server. Another perk is we have a show called Members Only Sundays. I didn't do one last Sunday, but I will do one this Sunday, and I will do some more members only content throughout the week. So we do have members only content on this channel, and it's really good stuff. I went deep into the Mitchell Robinson Oh my good, the Mitchell Robinson conversation, woof, over their heads. And then we also did a Mikal Bridges joint. We did a Jalen Brunson one. So yeah, definitely go check those episodes out. I got well over, I don't know, 70 members only videos that you could watch. So just to let you guys know about that. Salute to Cleo. She said you gotta let the people know about the membership. There's something I want to share about this guy Landry Shamet that really, it concerns me a lot. I'm not gonna lie, because Stefan Bondi, from the New York Post, he put out a report saying, I'm gonna get the exact wording. It's a special name for his injury, patella. Let me get it. And he put this news out, and I didn't, at first, like when Shamet got hurt, I didn't speak about it. You know why? Because I had no idea. I didn't know nothing about it. So how I get down, I don't really talk about stuff that I don't know. I wait until I get all the information, and then I go from there. Okay. And so it's called the tibia plateau contusion. All right. The tibial plateau contusion, also known as, you could just say the simple term is called a bone bruise in his right knee. That is the official diagnosis of what the injury is. Now, Stefan Bondi also said in his report that it was mild, or what did he say? He said, he hears it isn't serious and expect the veteran guard forward to return within a few games. It's funny how now he's a forward. Landry Shamet was never a forward. He's a guard. Anyway, he's expected to return within a few games. Okay, so I said, okay, that sounds promising. But here's the thing. I don't really trust the Knicks reports, because they used to tell us a guy is day to day, and then the guy missed the rest of the season. So I don't trust none of that. So this is what I like to do. I like to do my own little investigation, and I stumble onto a website one of the few websites that talked about this type of injury. All right, so let me bow. So I'm on CincySportsSurgeon.com. That's the website I'm on right now. All right. And it's talking about a bone contusion. Bone bruise is relatively a common injury to a bone that is less severe than a bone fracture. So that's good news. It's not as severe as a bone fracture, and resulting to an injury to the bone on a microscopic level without a discrete visible fracture line on X-ray or advanced imaging such as MRI or CT scan. Okay. Bone contusions may occur in any bone. We're talking about the knee, of course. And it may happen to people of all ages, but you know that this is a sports injury, right? And it says that bone contusions may occur in isolated injuries, or they may occur in conjunction with injuries to ligament, tendon, cartilage, or other structures. All right. So hopefully he didn't have some other damage that was there, and this is in addition to it. I don't know. But these are the treatments. Is the Rice, pretty much a lot of the Rice method: resting the bone, putting ice, okay, raising it up to level to reduce sweating, of course, and taking medication for pain, and also swelling, and wearing a brace. That's it. There's no surgery required. Now, this website doesn't have the timelines, but I've seen anything between 4 to 8 weeks, 6 to 12 weeks. That's what I'm seeing for a bone contusion. So when they say he's going to be back in a few games, I'm like, huh? I don't know, but you just never know, because here's another thing too. Now, I'm not trying to knock the journalists, because I do respect them. And I think that what they do is an honorable job. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to knock nobody in their craft, because I always say I'm a fan moonlighting as a journalist. I don't take the official title journalist, even though I did take journalism classes, and I understand what journalism is all about. But I wouldn't say that I'm a journalist first. You know, that's not what I do. But what I will say is that reports are wrong. I remember And we did it on This Week Inside the Knicks. I read all the news. For the past 3 years, I've been dealing with straight news every single day. And I got a show that talks about straight news every single week. So, yeah, very few things get past me that's major. And one of the things that came out was OG Anunoby. How many of you guys, when they said he had tennis elbow? And I did a whole show breaking down the tennis elbow. And the next thing you know, he's back within the game. So sometimes the reports be fugazi. I'm not saying the reporters are wrong. I'm not just putting it all on them. But I don't really know what to expect from him. What I seen on his injury report, and I could pull it up, because I'm also going to break down this game in a sec. See this? Do you see this crap? How I lose by... I forgot to put... I had Pajemski, and I had Gafford. They both scored 50 in fantasy point. I'm tight. And so now I got a slight... I'm down. But I'm going to go to the full injury report. All right. And actually, I didn't even need to go to the full injury report. I could have stayed right there. But look, I'm going to show y'all something. All right. So you see how it says Landry Shamet is out? His estimated return date is the 26th. That's Charlotte. They don't say out indefinitely, out for 2 weeks. Our return date is always with game time decision, no matter how bad the injury is. That's why I don't trust the goddamn report. But that injury that he has takes weeks to heal, not a few games. So I don't know about Shamet. I'm hoping that, the brother will be back in time for a deep run. But I'm just giving you what the science says about that injury. And salute to the Knicks medical staff. They are the best in basketball, the award-winning medical staff. But I don't know. Trying to think. I'm going to touch on the Pelicans game. I was going to save it. Let me see where I'm at in the queue. I'm going to definitely touch on this Pelicans game. But before I do, I got to tell you guys about game night. All right. It's the latest addition to the 82-night series. All right. And I'm going to tell you exactly what this whole journal is about. You can go pre-order it now. It is in my link tree. You can find it there. All right. On my link tree page. And basically, game night is a playoff journal that I created to help us remember the moments, because a lot of us, we have this false sense of capturing what happened. And you can track every series. You could write down your predictions. You could document the game experiences and record the entire run. So instead of just watching history happen, you can actually document it. Okay? And if you want one, check the link in the description. I think this is the final week for it. I think the last day to order is the 31st. So go place your order now. It's on sale. Okay? Pre-orders open. Also, free shipping. And it arrives to your door right before the playoffs begin. So go get your copy of Game Night, the playoff edition, and expand your basketball knowledge beyond the horizon. And I look forward to seeing you guys inside of the 82 Nights Club. Big time salute to everybody who got their pre-orders in. We're anticipating a deep playoff run. You just never know. This could be the year. All right. But a lot of us get on the mic and we start saying the wrong year and the wrong time and the wrong game. And, the 82 Nights will help with all of that. So I want to talk about a little bit about this game, and then I'll take more calls. But look, some of you guys call this a trap game. And the reason why I don't call it a trap game is because the New Orleans Pelicans are playing some really good basketball. And they've, like Yuri said, since Murray has been back, this team has been performing at a very, very high level. And, they got some good wins in the last 10 games. And this is a team that actually gave us trouble. I'm not sure how many of you guys remember the first game that we played against the Pelicans, but if you didn't, I'm going to give you a quick reminder. And what we'll do right now, I'll go to the box score. Let me just give you, to all the people that's saying we should wipe the floor with the Pelicans, okay? This is what happened in the game one. You talk about slow starts to a quarter. Usually if we scored, 40 or 37 points in the quarter, you're like, yeah, we did great. Well, the New Orleans Pelicans scored 41 points in the first quarter. They set the tone for the game. So that's why when my brother, who was it, Joe, who called up and said that this will be a slow-paced game, I'm like, where the hell you get that from? I'm not sure, if he's watching the Pelicans, he sees something. He could be right. It could be a slow-paced game. But what I've seen in the last 10, all I could do is just tell you what I've seen in the last, 10 games. In the last 10 games, both teams is averaging over 117 points. The Pelicans are averaging 117.9 points. The Knicks are averaging 117.6 points per game in the last 10 games. See, this to me is lazy analysis. Let me show you what lazy analysis is, right? And when people do this only, this is how you know they're taking shortcuts. Because if you're going to buy the Pelicans by going to Basketball Reference and just looking at this table, you're going to be off base. Unless the team just happens to be performing the same way they've been playing all year. But a lot of times there's ebbs and flows to basketball games. And you just can't go by these numbers. Because if you looked at these numbers, you'd be like, oh, man, the 24th ranked defense. Oh, man, the 20th ranked offense. They are trash. Just to let you know, right? In the last 10 games, right? I'm going to give you their rankings just to show you why you can't rely on it solely. Why I wouldn't rely on that solely. All right. So in the last 10 games, the Pelicans, they are a plus, what's that? 3.1 in offensive rating, have 117.7. In terms of defensive rating, they are listen to this. They are a minus 6.2. So they're playing better. To the brother who called early and said that the Pelicans defense is trash, okay, they playing a lot better defense. And they're also only giving up 32% from three to their opponents in the last 10 games. They completely shut the Clippers down from three. All right. It was a constant struggle. I'm going to give you the exact number. All right. Because I'm flipping through pages here. I'm looking at my scouting report. So when you talk about 3-point, guess what? Opponents shoot 32% last 10 games against the Pelicans. So you coming into the game, you thinking this is going to be a cakewalk because we the Knicks and we we struggled with this team in the first game, bro. They had a 40-point quarter. You know why? I'm going to tell you why. Because Saddiq Bey had 21 points in the first quarter. Do you know why? If you don't know why, I'm going to remind you. This is what I keep saying. And salute to my man Khalil in the Discord. No Clock Khalil. Big time salute to my brother. He asked some great questions. He said, do you think the Knicks will be able to, will the Knicks have to double team Zion to slow him down? And also, what about his minutes? Is his minutes, will he play below 30 minutes? I'm going to tell you right now, last 10 games, Zion Williamson is playing 30-plus minutes a game, like 30 point something. And he is playing well. He has no injury. There's no load management. None of that. He's there to put the pressure and the pain on you. All right? That's what Zion does game in, game out. So part of the problem was, I call it the unnecessary help and double team. In this NBA, there's no reason to double no one from beyond 20 feet. If they're going to make miracle shots, let them. You got to help on the drive. But when you help on the drive, you got to be prepared to rotate because I'm telling you right now, this is how the Pelicans get their threes up. In the last 10 games, the Pelicans, they're shooting. Give you that really quickly. They're shooting pretty well from the field. Pretty well from the field. I'm going to give you the exact last 10 games. They're shooting 36% from 3 in the last 10 games. That's plus 1.4%. But if you go here, right, and you say, well, the Pelicans, they don't shoot the 3 ball well. They shoot 34%. They're up to 36% from 3. Now, I'm not saying that's the greatest number, but it's better than the 34.7. The reason why they're shooting better from 3 is, one, they got another creator on the floor in DeJounte Murray. Because when we last saw the Pelicans, Zion Williamson was running the point. He was playing like point center at times, point forward sometimes. And so, you know, by Zion having all of that responsibility, you know, and us being aggressive in double teams, it gave a guy like Saddiq Bey too much opportunities. Also, I don't think Herb Jones played the first game as well. So Herb Jones didn't play. Alvarado didn't play the first game as well. And Murray didn't play. Okay. So 2 of those guys are still there, and Murray and Herb. All right. They're still there. And I'm just going to tell you like this. This team is definitely a threat to do some things to us tonight. Right? Now, we should win the game. I'm not saying that we won't win the game. I'm not spooky in the woods. Just keeping it real. Just telling you how the first game went. All right? As I look inside my 82 nights, right? Pun intended. Go pre-order yours now. So, OG was the man this game, even though Brunson was the leading scorer. OG started to turn up. All right? OG started to turn up this game. He put the pressure on Zion, even though Zion was still cooking us, by the way. Zion had, 31, 32. Let me get back to the window. I'm bouncing around a little bit. I'm gonna get the numbers up. He had 32 and 5, right? Derek Queen is, I'll get to him in a second. Yeah. But Saddiq Bey, he had 21 in the first. But we were able to shut him down. He scored 5 points for the rest of the game. But this guy, Jordan Poole, don't forget about this guy. Off the bench. A wild card. He might come off the bench and have 5 or 35. You just never know with this kid. Just never know. Okay? But OG Anunoby, to me, was getting buckets, putting pressure on Zion to play defense. See, this is why when we talked about Jalen Brunson and the brother asked, which team are we going to have trouble with in the first round, the Hornets or the Hawks? And I said, well, the thing with the Hawks is, you know, Dyson Daniels, that's Brunson's assignment. That's easy work. Dyson Daniels is not an aggressive anything. He doesn't do nothing. So you get the opportunity to sort of rest. But when you're able to make the opposing team's player play defense, it depletes from the tank a little bit. And that's what we was able to do with Zion. All right. We was able to get him to play some defense on OG Anunoby. And this is why OG Anunoby is going to be major key, because, you know, if your third option can get to the basket as much as OG, and if OG can continue getting about 4 to 5 free throws a game, man, it's going to be difficult to beat these Knicks, because now, you know, you got somebody else who's putting pressure on a potential offensive player to play defense. And that's what we've seen a little bit about OG. Now, Towns definitely was in foul trouble earlier in the game. He had 3 fouls, but he managed to keep his fouls within 4, you know, because we know when Towns gets 5 fouls or more, we're 4 and 12. All right. So, you know, the fouls are something that is definitely something that we have to watch out from Towns. Okay. And another thing too, with fouls, and this is why you got to watch a team play, because if you don't, you could be misled by stats. You know, stats are great, but you got to watch the games and you got to keep up with the stats. You can't just be on some, I'm just going to look at these stats. You're going to get cooked. Because if you go to a fan of a team that watches that team every day and you come with your little stupid stats, they're going to be like, well, in the last 10 games, the New Orleans Pelicans are +2 in free throws. I'm gonna go to the season rankings. So they already top 10 in free throws attempted and free throws made, right? Yeah, but how about this? They're +2. They're now up to 22 free throws made, 27.7 attempted. Okay, that's mega. This team is, and they're also shooting better. They're just under 80% from the free throw line. So you got a team with a player in Towns who sometimes lacks discipline. We know he's 3rd in fouls overall. He's number 1 in offensive fouls. He has to really continue his composure. He's been doing a better job. And if he can do that, this is Cat's night to dominate. I'm talking about total domination in multiple ways. The Pelicans are just weak on the inside. Weak from a defensive standpoint. Like that lane is it just opens up. Now, one thing about the Pelicans, I will say, they do get blocks. All right. They're 12th in blocks, but in the last 10 games, they're +1 on blocks. That's 6.1. So they've been doing a little bit of a better job of like trying to prevent guys from getting to the lane, but they still trash. They like Cleveland. Oh my. I'm gonna keep it real. If Detroit ain't on the A game, Cleveland could win that series in 5 games. All Cleveland did was downhill pick and roll every goddamn play. The 3-ball wasn't that great. At least I don't think it was. Hold on. Do I got those numbers? Let's see. I don't got the numbers of the 3 balls. But the Cavaliers, I'm going to tell you that they went on a 30-9 run to seal the deal in the 4th quarter. And this team kind of falls apart. This is a trend I noticed about New Orleans. They kind of fall apart in the 4th quarter. And I'm going to get to that. But to bring it back to Towns and these fouls, he has to stay composed. He cannot get in foul trouble. All right? He's very crucial and vital to what we need to do. And then with Mitchell Robinson off the bench, this is another night we should be up on the glass by like +20. They are not a good rebounding team. All right. Even if you look in the last couple of days, they're slightly better. They're up +1.2 on the glass at 45.3. They're +1.5 on the defensive rebounding. Their offensive rebounding is the same. They're actually top 10 in offensive rebounds. But in terms of defensive rebounds, the total rebounds, they're not that great. But I will say this. This is where I think the battle, including Towns and now Mitchell Robinson, the battle will be our offensive rebounds versus their defensive rebounds. If we're missing shots, it's only important if we're missing shots. If we're making shots, offensive rebounds not that important. But if we're missing shots, we have to get on the glass. Remember, they're holding teams to 32% from 3. Okay? So that means that we're going to have to value our possessions and slow down the game. We do not want to play fast. We want to play like what Joe said. Let's slow it down and keep it at 105 to like 90-something. We do that, the game is ours. This is a team, they thrive off turnovers, okay? They are top 10 in steals, 9.5 a game. I don't remember exactly what we had in turnovers in game 1. Let's just go to the stats from that game and pull it up since we're right here. We only had 8 turnovers. This is another reason why we won the game. This is crucial. Now, our turnovers have been up. My fault. Let me scroll down so y'all can see it. Anyway, our turnovers have been up. In the last 10 games, we're up to 14.8 turnovers a game. And this is a team that thrives off transition because their half-court offense, I'm not going to say their half-court offense is trash, but I'm going to say this. In the last 10 games, you know, they're forcing about 14.2 turnovers, which is right exactly where we are. And we don't want to give this team no ammunition to run because we actually do a great job in terms of fast break points and slowing teams down. We don't allow teams to abuse us, okay? All right? In the last 10 games, we've only given up 12.2 fast break points a game. That's 5th in the league. Teams are not running on us. Also, we've been giving up only 39 paint points in the game. Okay? So I'm going to tie that to the rebounding battle, right? So Mitch is important tonight. He got to crash the glass. especially if the shots are not falling. We do that, we win the game 100,000%. Right? But now to attribute that to the paint, Towns has been posting up a little bit more. If we could get him going inside, it'd be great because they have nobody. I repeat, nobody to deal with Towns. Now, yes, these guys do block shots, but blocks are not a representation of great paint defense because let me tell you why. Overall, the Pelicans give up 52 points in the paint. Okay, that's not good. All right, we give up 43.5, and we're top 5 in opponent paints defense. And why this battle of the paint is important is because in the last 10 games, our paint points are up to 52.6, and their paint points are 57. They're actually +5 on paint points. So this team is a premier 2-point shooting team, and they're still like that because as you can see on the season, they're top 10 in 2-point attempts and 2-point makes. They get downhill. That's what they do. And the goal of their offense is to get downhill, draw gravity, suck in the defense, spray it for threes. Let Herb Jones, all right? And Herb Jones, hold on really quickly. In the last 10 games, I think Herb Jones is shooting only 32% from 3, which is not great, but he is shooting 5.5 threes a game. All right? Which puts him at like just slightly under 1 more 3 a game. So they getting these threes up, y'all. All right? Now, I'm not saying Herb Jones is the most efficient, but he's getting his fair share of opportunities. The number 1 guy you need to watch is Saddiq Bey. On the year, he's shooting 32%. I'm sorry, in the last 10 games, last 10 games, he's shooting 32.8%. On the season, he's 35%. So even though we've seen a regression from these guys percentage-wise, Saddiq Bey is getting up 6 a game. All right? He's getting up over 6 a game. So we don't want to make tonight their night. All right? The paint is going to be important. The 3-point defense is going to be important. How I'm correlating the two is if you letting guys get to the basket, getting easy buckets, and now we have to help to overprotect the paint, it's just going to leave these guys open. That's how they play. I'm just letting you know. That is the goal of their offense. Zion is mostly a decoy. That's why Zion only averages 21 points a game. In the last 10 games, Zion Williamson is -1. He's down to 20. But Zion, he is a decoy. And the only reason why he doesn't average more assists because in the last 10 games, he's only at 2.4. And on the year, he's at 1. Not 1, 3.3. The reason for that is because these guys are a heavy kind of isolation team. Sometimes they'll spot up for the 3. But a lot of times, Trey Murphy, he'll pull a deep one. But he man, that boy, let me tell you something. Trey Murphy is so nice. And that brother, his offensive game has diversified to a point where I feel like he's the best player on the team. He gets his buckets a variety of ways. He's just not a spot-up 3-point. Remember that guy that just shot threes? That's not just him. He's taking guys off the dribble. He's initiating offense off the dribble, coming off the bounce, getting in the mid-range. I said, whoa. Who is this kid? This kid is different from last year's Trey Murphy. This year's Trey Murphy is super nice from an offensive creativity, basket production kind of vibe. He's way more prolific. And he has way more range than just somebody who catches and shoots threes. But he could do that too. And like I said, sometimes Zion is a point center. They also run a small start lineup, which I think is a detriment to them. I think they would be better staying big, but they like to put Zion at the 5 with Trey Murphy, Herb Jones, Saddiq Bey, and DeJounte Murray. So that's what they like to do. I think that's too goddamn small, if you ask me. But in the last 10 games, they got 4 players that average 18 or more. Okay? DeJounte Murray's averaging 20. Sadiq Bey's averaging 18. Zion 20. Trey Murphy 20. They're kind of like a Toronto Raptors. Honestly, if they were healthy, they would be the Toronto Raptors of the West. 100% facts. This team is not as bad as you think they are. I'm just letting y'all know. Y'all thinking we going to get an easy win? Oh, man, the Pelicans are trash. I know I see the minus 8.5. It opened at 9.5 and dropped to 8.5, which is slightly a concern, but it's not a major concern. What are the bookies seeing? But this is a sub 500 team. And so I'm taking my Knicks to do what we do normally against sub 500 teams. While I'm not going to guarantee a blowout, I'm going to say I do think the Knicks will win this game. All right. And there's a lot more details. Let me just make sure I got all my key points out. I talked about the paint battle, why that's important. The defense is incredible for the Pelicans based on where they were this year. Okay. I could touch on this. While they had 7 straight victories at home before they lost to the Cavs, they're 1-3 on the road. Okay, and they lost to Houston, Phoenix, LA. All above 500 teams on the road. I don't know what their road record is overall, but I know that's something that we struggle with, and I'm pretty sure a lot of good teams struggle on the road against good teams. You know, I just think that that's natural. But on this one here, I'm going to give you the exact stat for what we are on the road against sub 500 teams. And so not on the road. At home against sub 500 teams, we are 15-3. Okay. All right. So I'm leaning into that. And I think the bookies are also leaning into how good we are at home against these bad teams. And we went over the injury report. And I think that's why we'll get the win. So I'm going to take some more calls. I do want you guys to continue to smash that like button, though. All right, we still cooking with hot grease. Oh, some more guys to look out for is Jeremiah Fears for sure. And I could tell you a little bit about the players, but continue to get those likes up. All right, we got to get to 100 likes. We only, how much away? Only 30 away. So smash that like button if you hadn't hit it already. All right, we know we still cooking with hot grease. As far as players to look out for, I already told you about the big 4. I'm just trying to see. There's a lot of like little small details that we could get into. Oh, by the way, they got this kid. His name is Carlo Makovic. Yo, this kid literally had a 360 alley. European kid. He had a 360 alley hoop. I said, wait, what? Like, what did I see? I think that was against the Cavaliers. I was like, wait, what? It just caught me off guard. I just couldn't believe it. But the kid who I like, by the way, and I said I was going to touch on it. Jeremiah Fears. No, not him. I'm going to get to him. Derek Queen, the big guy. Slow and doofy. The brother plays like this is slow motion. I'm not trying to diss the brother. He's solid. Man, I never seen somebody go downhill like this and get a buck like so slow with it. This mad, slow, and doofy, dog. What's he shooting? I'm gonna tell you what he's shooting. I don't know what he's shooting on the year. Let me see. On the year, Queen is shooting. He was a starter at one point, but you know, once they started getting healthy, he had to go to the bench. And he's shooting 29% from 3. Yeah, do not shoot threes ever again in life. He is shooting 48% from the field and just 50% from 2. He's slow and doofy, dog. He's just too slow, dog. Like I'm not trying to come for him, but it's just slow, bro. It's just too slow. Missy is probably their best rebounder. Yeah, I would say Missy's the best rebounder. Even though Queen's at 6.8 rebounds, I think Missy's the best rebounder on this team. And Missy averages 2.1 blocks as well. And he only started, well, he's averaging that okay, let me slow down. In the last 10 games, he's averaging 2.1 blocks, mostly off now he's been starting some and coming off the bench, but he's mostly been off the bench. All right. And Jeremiah Fears is the guy I'm telling you to watch. That kid is nice. He did a move one time. He came down, and I'm trying to remember. I don't even remember the move. I wrote it. I did write it down in my journal. Hold on. Let me see if I put the name of the move he did. He did some type of crossover. Oh, it was a behind the back. He did a behind the back on Bogdan. I think that's who Bogdanovich. I was like, this kid is incredible. He's just not going to get the light now with Murray back, but watch out for that kid. And Jordan Poole, those are my guys to look out for tonight. All right? Look out for those brothers. I don't know. Like I said, Jordan Poole, he could be somebody who, he drops 5 points, but then he could be somebody who drops 40. You better be careful with Jordan Poole. He's a firecracker. Once he gets going, he doesn't stop. See if my man JJ's still available. By the way, you guys could call up 646-995-8389. Call up, voice your opinion. Just make sure before you call, you smash that like button. All right? And I'm going to get my man JJ on the line. But that's my thoughts on the game tonight. Try to give you as much details as I could without being over super analytical. Try to keep it practical. What's good, JJ?
Yo, what up, man? How you feeling, brother?
I'm feeling good, man. We got a game
No
today,
doubt.
I mean, it's a sub 500 team, but they're not no order, everyone. What say you?
Nah, I'm with you, man. The Pelicans, they got a lot of talent, especially with Murray back. They're playing better. But one thing I will say, this is absolutely a cat game. Their starting center right now is basically Herb Jones. He's like, what, 6'6"? And he's got to be under 200 pounds.
Yeah,
he's super skinny. Yeah, those are the guys that Cat dominates. I think Cat is going 35-20 tonight. Huge game.
I wouldn't be surprised.
They don't have one player in that starting lineup that can stop him. They don't, and also the rebound. They don't rebound either because they're small.
No.
Zion doesn't rebound.
No.
I don't know. They don't have any rebounding really in that starting lineup.
Yep. No,
I think Zion's averaging like 5 rebounds, so he's weak on the glass. So I expect a monster game from Cat tonight. Monster game. Yeah.
100%.
So I don't want Bay to kill us like he did the other game. Remember in New Orleans? I think he started like 7 for 7. Yo, that was crazy, man. We won that game, right? It was a tight game.
We did.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I thought so. Right. So. And one thing I wanted to clear up, I see some people in the chat saying we're going to win because New Orleans is tanking. No, they're not. They're not tanking because they don't own their pick. So they're definitely not tanking.
That's another detail I forgot to add.
Yeah,
they won those teams playing by the house money. Go ahead.
Yeah, so they're trying to win because the Hawks have that pick. So they're definitely. It's funny you mentioned Queen. The reason why they don't have that pick is because they traded up for Queen last year.
Bingo. He's super slow. He's super slow and doofy. Oh my God. One of the slowest
imagine you lose out. Imagine, bro, you lose out on like a Boozer or DeBonsa because you traded up for Queen. Oof. That's
like
rough.
He's slow motion, dog. Like
I know he is.
He is the definition of slow and doofy, dog. I thought said Gould. No, sir. No.
I love that. Slow and doofy. That's hilarious.
Oh my God. It's annoying as hell. I mean, he gets buckets sometimes. But it's just
he was starting the beginning to his year was really dope, but he kind of fell off lately a little bit. He's been
because those guys got back because Zion and all those guys came back. They always helped.
Yeah, facts. That
cut his minutes.
Yeah, but you can't slag on this game for sure. There's talent on that roster, definitely. But so I think we'll win. I think we should dominate in the post. We should dominate rebounding. Cat, monster. He's gonna have a monster game, man.
Yep.
I'll be shocked.
He just gotta stay. He just gotta watch the foul trouble. That's
word. Facts.
Gotta watch that.
Facts. 100%.
Because he struggled with that in the first game. He had 3 fouls. He was in foul trouble.
Right.
So,
That's right. That's
yeah,
right. Facts.
he gotta be mindful. OG really
Yeah.
saved us that game. Seriously,
Right.
OG
Yep.
turned up complete, and then
Yeah.
Captain closed it in the 4. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. All right, brother. Appreciate you, man. Let somebody else get on.
Great call. I appreciate you.
All right, brother. Have a good one, man.
All right, big time salute.
All right. Salute, man.
By the way, Shams just dropped a Shams bomb. Do we say Shams bomb? Is that a saying? But the brother Moses Moody, he had a very bad injury last night. I forgot to mention that when I did the intro. But Shams says that Moody has been diagnosed with a torn patella tendon. Okay, damn, and his left knee. Ooh, season is definitely over and a lengthy rehab. This is what Shams said. Now, is the Golden State Warriors cursed? I think we're going to talk about that on NBA Saturday. Are the Golden State Warriors cursed? Because, man, that's sad news. But to bring it back to this game tonight, he added a very important detail. The Pelicans are not tanking. Y'all got to watch a bit more basketball, dog. You can't just go by the box score and the standings and think you know about it's weight. Man, let me tell you something. I be up late night watching games, right? And my mind just boggles because I always learn something new every time I do it. We got to watch more basketball. What's good? Jay Chosen, according to AP, a legend on the line. Where we going, family?
Chillin' family. How we doing today, my brother?
Man, it's a beautiful day. We talking Knicks, man. What could I complain about? What say you?
Right, exactly. What a day job. What a wonderful day job, brother. No doubt. Shout out to the all-time producer, Maxine, of course.
Super producer.
Super duper producer, indeed. So I'm listening to all this stuff, right? And there's some great facts and points, and everybody had a little bit that last call, JJ. What can I say? Spectacular call with the Queen trade and
oh yeah, yep,
with the Hawks and stuff like that. I taught him that move though, but no, I'm messing around with that.
Okay.
But anyway,
let's go.
I did. I told him I did it, but no. Anyway, he knew that. He told it to me. Look, what scares me the most is the inconsistency of the New York Knicks, and that's no matter what we say. I don't use words of trap games and stuff like that.
Right.
If you are a championship team, our biggest issue is guarding that 3-point line.
Yes.
And if anybody gets hot, we watched it the other night.
Yep.
Let's not forget we played Indiana. We played, I believe it was Utah, Indiana. Yep. What was it? Nets.
Utah Nets.
Like that.
Golden State without Steph. Brooklyn.
Without Steph.
Washington.
Brooklyn, exactly.
Yep.
Now, I don't recall not feeling nervous at least some point in every game.
Ooh,
so
okay.
I think that there's a problem with that. You need to championship teams put their foot on the back of those teams' neck. Now, this team is, I truly believe, has more talent on their roster than any of those other teams do right now. At least right now, because a lot of the injuries or whatever it might be, at least at the moment, now that Murray's healthy and all that, I always said that my uncle laughs. Every year I'll pick a team, but for a while it was Minnesota years and years ago. Now it's been this team. I'm like, man, they got talent. They got this, they got that, they got whatever. Yeah. Then they picked up Missy. I'm like, all right, are they going to use him as center? I don't know what's this team. If we don't guard that outside line, if we don't go out there, and we get 2 quick cat meows, yo, this thing could get out of hand.
Facts.
And you mentioned something very, very, very perfect. How the guy I actually wanted scored 20 in the first quarter, babe.
Oh
and,
yeah.
And I know he didn't do much after that, right? He didn't do anything after that, but that doesn't matter. He set the pace, right? It matters. Don't get me wrong. Let me take that back. Everything matters, but you get what I'm trying to say.
Yep.
He set the pace.
10
for
seconds.
We scored 30 something, and they scored 41. That shouldn't be happening.
Bingo.
But we are a better team with a lot. I'm sorry that we didn't have a conversation. It was more me talking. Usually we have a much better conversation.
That's all good.
But I'm kind of hyped. I'm kind of hyped because I ain't gonna front. The Knicks, even though we are looking like a top 5 in both areas right now, and it's best defense since I'm Patrick's son, maybe around then.
Really? Okay.
Well, maybe I can't think of another team, and maybe you can, maybe somebody in the chat can, that has had defense and offense at the same time.
Oh, you talking about defense and offense? Now you got to go back to 73, though. 73 is the last time.
At least. Right. So it's before Pat, right?
Top
because
5
I was
offense,
thinking,
defense? Yeah, no. If you're talking about the actual rating, you got to go back to 73.
Yeah. It was 73, right? Yep. Okay. So I knew it was a championship. I knew it was like a team that went to the championship. I wasn't sure if it was, because right now I'm just hyped, and I'm on the phone with my
100%.
man, and
Big
we
time,
talking
man.
Knicks. So,
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, Jay Chosen. Thank you, man.
Always,
I appreciate
brother.
the call, man. All right.
Always. I'll hit you back one soon, all right?
Big time. Yep, I got you.
All right. Salute, brother. Salute. Peace.
It's my man, Jay Chosen. Listen, I did the research on that. No other Knicks team was top 5 offensive defense. You got to go back to 73. Don't even look at the 90s. They didn't play no offense in the 90s. It was straight defense. That was it. It was an elbow, get the ball, get a layup. Kind of like NBA Jam. That's how the 90s were. Them teams was trash. Dog, them Patrick Ewing teams were trash on off. Let's keep it real, y'all. That's why we didn't win no championship. Do you know we going up against the Bulls? You talk about top 5 offensive defense. The Bulls was that every year in the 90s. Top 5 offense defense. And we thought that we had a chance to go compete against that. Now, one thing I'm going to say, and I'm not concerned. I'm not spooky in the woods. There's no woods. None of this, right? But we're not the only team that's top 5 offensive defense. So there's 2 other teams that also have that same regard. Not saying we're going to lose to them. I'm just saying it's 2 other teams, and let the record also show that while you guys, I know wins and losses are everything, and we lost to Indiana, we're the worst. I think that's just like my brother Jay Chosen said, the inconsistencies that we got to work on. But when this team is at their best, man, I don't think nobody beats them. And you could add OKC because OKC thrives off turnovers. You protect the ball, you could beat OKC. You get your big guy going in Towns because Chet is solid. Hartenstein, solid. But Towns, they can't deal with Towns. Like, if Towns is on his A game, nobody in the league could stop him. Not even Wemby. Because guess what? If this was football, and to all my football people, you could correct me, but Wemby would be a strong safety. He would be a tall-ass safety. He's not even a corner because he play help defense. That's all he does is help. He don't guard nobody really one-on-one like that. Wemby, his job is to help. That's it. You know, sometimes he'll get the matchup, but he really is a helper. And that's how we cook the Spurs. Oh, I don't want to give all my sauce out because I got to debate the Spurs fan, but yeah, the Spurs is our food. Like, if we see the Spurs in the finals, though, I'm keeping it real. I wouldn't be surprised if we beat them in 5 games. And that might sound crazy to some people. Trust me, I'm not a delusional fan. It's just the way the matchups are. It just does not favor San Antonio. They got a small-ass lineup. It's just Wemby 7'5". Everybody else is too little. And anybody who has a small lineup like us, good luck. You're going to get cooked. Guaranteed. Because Champagne is like the power forward on that team. Go look at the Spurs. They got a small lineup, though. That's not a big lineup. It's just Wemby makes them look bigger. They're too small. Too small. It ain't going to, trust me, it ain't going to work. 646-995-8389. Call up. Make sure I'm good on the back end over here. All right, continue smashing that like button, though. Very important to the algorithm. Do appreciate the support. All right. My man J-Tap in the building. Just want to make sure I'm straight over here. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Continue smashing that like button, though. So, yeah, that's the true story about the Pelicans. That's the realest breakdown you going to get. I'm not here just telling you, oh, yeah, we going to beat them. Let's go Knicks. Nah, I give real analysis. Hey, what's going on? Tugboat Taylor. No clock Tugboat Taylor. Where we going, brother?
Oh, man, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I was just wondering.
You stirring the ship.
Yeah, I appreciate you. You think this this bottom dwelling run we on, you think it's like balancing out like the bipolarness of the team?
Ooh, yeah. Yeah.
That's the only reason I'm kind of worried about tonight, because I'm like, all right, we got a good streak going, but I'm not forgetting about how inconsistent we are. So it's like it's like a ticking time bomb of like a matter of when. Now, do we wait till we play? Who's the big game we got coming up? The Thunder? That's the next.
Yeah, we got
guy?
OKC. Yep. And but Charlotte too, if you want to look at Charlotte, is kind of important because they playing good basketball and they hate us. You know
they
that.
hate us, but I always feel like, because I always go, I live in Virginia, so I always go down to the Charlotte games. I might go down to this one. And we always just kind of like big brother them. So I'm not too concerned about Charlotte. It always just feels like we just big bro them every time we play them. So while Charlotte is, I really like Charlotte, but while they're a good team, I'm never really concerned about when we play them.
Got you. I feel you. That's kind of, I get the analogy, because that's how I feel about Cleveland across all sports.
Yeah,
like I look at Cleveland like, yeah, that's like, yeah, I don't really take them. Like, they good, but do I really think we're gonna lose? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, my bad. I was just saying, ever since Josh Hart popped, who was that? Donovan Mitchell chain. I was like, yeah, we got him. We got him.
You're right. I don't know. I just look at them like, yeah, they good, but they gonna lose.
Randall took who was that? Evan Mobley's soul in that playoff run.
Yeah, and Mitchell Robinson. Don't forget what Mitchell Robinson had talking about. Allen said with the lights were too bright.
Yeah. The lights are too bright. Yeah. So yeah. I look at them the same way.
Yeah, I hear you. I got you. But yeah, OKC's the next team.
Do you think we're balanced? That's the real question. Do you just think we're balanced out now? Like, do you think that bipolar, whatever that BPD thing we had going on?
That's the league finds a way to like the cream always rises to the top. You know what I'm saying? And the reality of the matter is the 3 teams in the East, Detroit, Knicks, and Boston, have consistently been the best 3 teams in the East for the goddamn majority of the season. Like, once Boston got into the top 3, they ain't never looked back.
Right.
So,
yeah, true.
To be honest, it is about, even look at Detroit winning right now without Cade, right? You would be like, they should lose, but that's also their inconsistencies balancing out to a degree. I think you're onto something there, and I think the streak continues, man. Honestly, I think this streak can continue and surprise. I think we could surprise Stephen A. Smith in the world. I think we have the potential. Now, will we do it? That's different. But
Stephen A. Smith, the Killer Cams, all these guys are just denouncing us every time they get a chance.
Oh my! Could you imagine the comments when we win? They're gonna be, oh, I always knew it. The Knicks. The Knicks. Yeah, I hate that, bro.
Start
over
doing
there.
doing the LeBron lies on us. Yeah, I knew he would. I knew he would do that.
Right? Yeah, I knew they were going there. I knew they had the potential. I just was worried. I was worried about Detroit, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, right on.
I can't wait to prove the world. I love where we are. Like, we are the underdog. You think? Let's prove them wrong. I feel like nobody really believes in us and our ability to win the championship. Nobody believes in us.
I must be that delusional because I'm like, I don't see us. I mean, I know the mainstream.
No, I know
media.
you don't see it. I'm talking about them.
Yeah, mainstream
talking
media.
About them.
That's the way. Yeah, that's the way they portray it. Yeah, they do.
That's the way they portray it, right? Oh, Denver. Like, all you got to do. I wish I could ask Stephen A. Smith this question: would the Knicks beat the Denver Nuggets in the finals? I would love to see his response. I really that's my test to see how much you know about basketball.
He's just gonna yell Jokic at you 1,000 times, and then
bingo.
That's his point proven.
That's casual.
Yeah,
that's not hardcore basketball.
Jokic 1,000 times, and then
that's not hardcore basketball.
yeah,
that's not. Come on, dude. It's a matchup thing. Like, when I say San Antonio's our food, I'm just looking at the matchup. They got a small team. People could look at Wemby and think they're big. He's the only big guy. They play a whole bunch of small forwards out there. They don't got no power forward out there.
Yeah, but
that's food for us.
Wemby been stepping it up lately, though. Wemby looking kind of
No, they're playing great. No, I'm not. All of them look great.
Yeah,
they all look great.
I like Castle. Yeah, Darren Fox's.
They all look great. Look at Boston. We cooked them too. We about to put Boston on the goddamn grill. They all look great. But I'm telling you, the matchup, dog. Like, Wemby is a help defender. That means we gonna keep him in limbo. We're gonna keep Wemby. Yeah.
In the 7-game series, I don't see nobody really. Like you said, Orlando. I'm glad you speak on that all the time, because Orlando is one I'm like,
oh boy,
I don't want.
It's just Wagner. I'm keeping it real. It's both Wagner, brother. I look at them like,
nah. Mo Wagner's cat food. I ain't even worried about Mo. It's the big.
Not against the Knicks.
Yeah.
Go watch the last time Mo Wagner played against the Knicks. Just go back and go watch when Mo Wagner was there, because he been hurt too.
Oh, true. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
So I just remember that infamous play of Cat. Mo Wagner trying to put that body on him. Cat just looked at him, hit that fadeaway.
That was nice.
Yeah,
that was nice. No, Cat gonna do. All right. Let me keep it real. We're gonna beat them, but I'm just saying the Wagner brother gonna make it difficult. They're gonna make it tough on you. But yeah, Cat can eat anybody up. That's not new. Yeah. That's on him. He got to decide that he want to show up.
Fair enough. What's the odds of us getting Miami? That's what I want. I want that. I want that Miami.
You get the second seed is very strong.
Okay.
You get that number 2. Honestly, it's too weird. I mean, Miami might be a top 6. I might take that back. I think Miami, because Toronto looking like they trying to hold on too. It's a crazy race right now. It's a very crazy race.
It is. But
so I don't even know.
The only thing about Miami right now, that 83 Bam put a target on their back every time teams play them now. Every time
that's smoking mirrors, though.
You think so? Well, I watched the games because my boy here a Heat fan, and every time Luka hit the 60 on him. What Wemby did last night to him.
No. I agree with what you're saying. I'm saying the 83, like that accomplishment. Yeah, we saluted, but come on, dog. It's not like.
Oh yeah. I feel
he didn't do that against OKC or something like that. Come on, it's the Wizards, though.
But that's why I think they got a target on the back, because I think players recognize that and they're like, don't be out here trying to 83 us every time you open your mouth. Let's show you what real ball is. So
yeah, you just got to contain Miami's offense. If you could contain their 7-second offense, you'd be all right.
Yeah.
Like, if you can't stop them, they will drop bombs on you all night. Like, seriously. And you're going to get cooked. But the Knicks defense, I take the Knicks defense any day over Miami.
Yeah, that's what I said. That'd be my preferred first round. Get them out the way. Get that clear our conscience on that whole fiasco we've had with them the past couple seasons, and then move on to the chip and take care of business.
I got you, man. Great question.
Yeah, brother.
It's a fire question.
All right, well, stay blessed, man. Great show.
No doubt.
All
right. It's my man Tugboat Taylor. He's steering the ship. OKF Nation Plus. Big time salute to him. He's one of the no clockers. The other no clocker is my man J-Tap, but he probably busy at work. All right, but continue smashing that like button. I like what he said about the inconsistency And is it balancing itself out? I think the league does balance itself out because, you'll see a lot of wacky stuff happening, Like, let's not forget the Oklahoma City Thunder lost to the Pacers. And they took the Pacers the Pacers took them to overtime and almost won that game too. Could you imagine the defending champions being swept by the team that took them to 7 games in the Eastern Conference Finals without their best player and losing Miles Turner? That would be crazy. I mean, they all have it. Like you're not going to win every game. That's why I'm looking at the Knicks right now. I'm like, we're so high right now. Does it end tonight? Maybe it might be good for it to end tonight so we could regroup, come back, and then go on another run. Sometimes you got to fall to get back up and go strong. You feel me? Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm just saying, I'm just trying to be objective when we look at it. I'm not going to be the guy who just says, yes, Knicks, Knicks, Knicks. I'm going to tell you the concerns. I'm going to tell you where we're strong at. I think the paint and the glass, if we dominate those two things, we might blow the Pelicans out by 30. Pelicans get out-rebounded every single night. But we need to, I'm talking about plus 20 on the glass. If that shot is not falling, got to get on the glass because they want to run in transition. Their half-court offense, I'm not going to say it's trash, but it's not, it's not like that, It's all right. It's not like that. But listen, I'm going to try to do another show tonight. So I'll see you guys later. But until next time, as always, I'm going to give a big time salute. Let's go.